It's crazy sitting here in Marrakech right now, because if you told the younger version of myself that this is what life would look like, I probably wouldn't have never believed you. Going back less than probably a decade ago, there was a time in my life where I was struggling to make £150 a week to cover shop rent, and I actually thought, is this the right industry for me? Or am I right for the industry? You know, one of those doubts we've all come across in our lives. And I remember thinking, is this really it? I love the craft, but financially it was tough. And I had moments where I genuinely thought, is this the right decision I've made in life? You start seeing your friends going into different careers, making more money, building stability, and then you start doubting yourself, questioning yourself. Did I make the wrong decision choosing this path? It was more so changing how I think. I realised that cutting hair wasn't the destination, it was just the starting point.
One listens, the lantern burns bright.
I realised the chair wasn't the destination, it was just the starting point. The real opportunity was actually building something more meaningful. The real opportunity was actually building something beyond getting better at cutting hair. The real opportunity was much more than cutting hair and getting better at cutting hair. It was about building a brand, building a platform, and building a movement. Something more meaningful that could impact stylists from around the world, like on a global level. Fast forward today, traveling around Marrakech, traveling the globe, meeting amazing people, and building what I truly think is an empire. And it all started off with a pair of clippers. So if you're a stylist watching this right now, and you're in that phase of life where you're feeling uncertain, and things probably ain't going the way you want it to, believe me, from my experience, trust the process. Because the journey you're struggling through today might be the story you're proud of tomorrow. Every journey starts somewhere. For me, it started off in a barbershop in the UK, learning the craft, building clients, but somewhere along the way, I realised something. I realised that skills on their own just become a job. But along the way, I realised something. This skill here could become more than just a job. It could become a passport to the world. So as you know, I'm JJ Savani. I'm a stylist, a session stylist, global educator from the UK. And like most of you from the industry, it started off with a simple goal. Get good at my craft, build a reputation, get the clients in, and one day have a shop. Most importantly, also build the brand, build a reputation for myself. But along the way, something changed, and it changed for the better. Just like the rest of you, when you first start barbering, you think the goal is the shop, a full client list, a busy schedule. But then after years in the industry, you start asking yourself bigger questions in life, you know? What kind of life do I actually really want? What kind of freedom do I really want? And that was one of the biggest questions that always played on my mind when I was spending years through this industry. You see a lot of stylists are working hard, but they're stuck. Same routine, year after year, client after client, bill after bill. And I was in the exact same situation as you guys, but then I realised something. The skills itself, whether it's barbering, hairdressing, makeup, nails, any sort of creative field, isn't a limitation. The biggest limitation is your mindset. Because this industry itself, if you build it in the right way, it can give you a lifetime full of freedom, financial freedom, job satisfaction, and most importantly, content. And like me, travel around the world. You see, right now, I'm in Marrakech at Nomad. I'm having lunch above the Medina. You know, the sounds of the souks down below. The energy of this city, you know. Moments like this remind me of why I chose this path and why I chose to be in this industry. And I can experience different cultures just like I am right now. You see, this industry we're in right now, which I've chosen, has given me the ability to live my life exactly how I want. And most importantly, it's allowed me to build something bigger than myself, than my craft. The biggest fact is, a lot of you stylists out there and creatives will never get to experience this. And that's not disrespect, it's just the harsh reality of things. And the worst thing is, it's not because you're not talented. You can have all the talent in the world. It doesn't come down to talent, unfortunately. It's because nobody teaches you the business and branding side of this industry. They teach you how to cut hair, they teach you how to style hair, colour hair, do makeup amazingly, but how many of you actually get taught the actual business side of things? Things like how to build a personal brand, how to create opportunities, not just in the UK or in your home country, but outside of the country. And most importantly, how to turn your skills into a lifestyle. And this is why I built the Global Stylist Blueprint for creatives and stylists like you, to show you exactly what this industry can unlock for you. So if you're a stylist watching this right now, I want you to remember something. Your career doesn't have to be limited to one place. Your skills can take you across the world, but the first step and the most important is believing that all of this is actually possible. In a few hours, I fly back to the UK, back to the salon, back to my normal routine. But remember one thing, the vision keeps growing. And this is just the journey. And this journey here is just the beginning. There was a time when my whole life just revolved around the whole barbershop and the salon. Early mornings, late nights, clients back to back. And like a lot of you in this industry, I thought success meant filling out the chair and the salon with clients, day in, day out. But deep down I always had this feeling, there has to be something more to this industry and life than this. At some point, I realised something had completely changed. It was the way I actually looked at this creative industry as a whole, this skill of cutting hair. The skill itself is actually a lot more powerful than what a lot of people think or perceive. It's not just about cutting hair, styling hair, colouring hair. It's about that connection, that interpersonal connection you have with your client, with other stylists, with other peers in the industry. And that connection ultimately leads to something called opportunity. The ability to leverage that opportunity, and now using that opportunity as an ability to build a life around something you actually love, whether that's traveling the world, cutting hair, colouring hair, and having that freedom. Right now I'm sitting here in Marrakech, thousands of miles away from where I first started my journey. And it's moments like this that remind me why I chose this path. Because barbering and cutting hair gave me something more and something I never expected. It gave me freedom. Freedom to travel, freedom to create, and freedom to experience different cultures from around the world. But here's the truth. Most stylists will actually never get to experience this, and unfortunately, it's not down to your techniques, skills, and ability. Because the one thing they don't teach you is the business and branding side of things. They don't teach you how to build a brand, how to build a legacy, and how to market yourself. Anybody out there can teach you how to cut hair, but this is something else, and this is why I built the Global Stylist Blueprint, to show you how to unlock what this industry can actually offer you. When I first started barbering, I never imagined it would take me to places like this. Walking through the Medina, chilling in the hotel, meeting people from all around the world. Sitting here in Marrakech, just reflecting on this journey. But what I've realised over the years is this: the journey doesn't really have to be the final destination.
Is Marrakech.
It just keeps evolving. This week's just been another chapter in my story. Another reminder why I've chosen this path. And the truth is, this journey's still unfolding, and I'm excited to see where it leads to next.